We've talked in previous sessions about avoiding lying on your back from the second trimester due to the blood supply to baby being compromised. The pressure on the vena cava is an issue as baby grows. And so it's safest if we avoid lying on the back altogether from the second trimester. What we can do in many yoga poses is to then place a bolster on an incline as a way to do those poses that we would ordinarily lie on our back but be tilted upright. One of those is Viparita Karani, where we want to put our legs up the wall and have that benefit of all the fluid draining from the lower extremities, but not be lying on our backs. So how do we get into this pose? It's not easy when you're pregnant or you have pregnant students, and I find that pregnant students will often need a little bit of extra help getting in. So let me demonstrate this for you now. For this, you'll need a blanket, a couple of blocks, and a bolster. So we want to place a blanket underneath the hips, close to the wall. And when we set up our bolster, we want to make sure that the bolster's not too close to the wall so there's enough room to get your legs up. So let's set up these blocks for our inclined bolster. I find using 2 blocks, one on its side and one flat, is really helpful. If you have 3 blocks, it can be great to do a T so that you'll have one at the top, one on the side, and then stacking a third on top. But most of us don't have 3 blocks per student. So I find this is a great option to use 2. And then placing a firm bolster on the top. And you can see there's quite a lot of room here between the wall and my bolster. And ensuring that the blocks are about a third of the way down from the bolster so that we're not sagging towards the bottom of the bolster. Sit side onto the wall and then make sure that your sacrum is close into the edge of the bolster. Use your hands so you're not using abdominal strength. Start to come back onto the bolster and then bring the legs up. Now, if you're approaching 9 months pregnant, this isn't always as easy as I may make it look. And then take the legs up. So the blanket here is great for that extra cushioning underneath the sacrum. And you can see here that I have this V-like shape. Although it would be nice to be closer to the wall, for many students, they'll have big belly and also a tighter hamstrings that will mean it's harder to get closer to the wall. You can use a belt if you'd like around the legs to aid that sense of support here. But generally, this is the easiest and most comfortable way for most pregnant people to be in this pose. You can see too that my heart is opening and that I'm not collapsing into the lower part of the bolster. That can happen especially with softer bolsters. And of course, they can take some time here. I wouldn't leave students in 3rd trimester here for more than a couple of minutes. If they're in their 2nd trimester, they may want to stay a little longer. And then to come out, walking the legs down and rolling to the side to then come up. So it can take a little bit of practice, but just ensure that there's enough space and you'll find that most students will really benefit from this pose.